Welcome back to another electrifying episode of Journey to Success. I'm Emily Carter, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that's the heartbeat of vitality and well being: finding motivation to exercise. Joining us is an extraordinary guest, Dr. Jessica Harper, a fitness psychologist, best selling author, and movement coach who's inspired thousands to embrace exercise with joy, purpose, and unstoppable drive. Jessica, it's an absolute thrill to have you with us today.
Thank you, Emily. I'm genuinely delighted to be here and explore a subject that's not just about getting your body moving but about igniting a spark that transforms how you feel, think, and live every single day with radiance and energy.
I'm so ready to soak up your wisdom. Exercise can feel like an uphill battle when motivation fades, especially with life's endless demands. Jessica, let's start with the big picture. Why is finding motivation to exercise so essential for success and happiness, and how does it shape our journey?
That's a brilliant question, Emily, and it really gets to the core of why motivation for exercise is so vital. Exercise is far more than a path to physical health, it's a cornerstone for mental clarity, emotional resilience, and holistic success. When you move your body consistently, you're not just building strength, you're boosting energy levels, sharpening your focus, reducing stress, and cultivating a sense of confidence that spills into every corner of your life. Motivation is the key because it bridges the gap between knowing exercise is beneficial and making it a joyful, non-negotiable part of your routine. Without it, you might skip workouts, feel sluggish, or miss the exhilaration of feeling alive in your own skin. With it, you unlock a virtuous cycle where movement becomes a source of empowerment, fueling your ability to chase career goals, deepen relationships, and navigate challenges with grace and enthusiasm. I think of Serena Williams, who embodies this so powerfully. She once said, "I really think a champion is defined not by their wins but by how they can recover when they fall." Her unwavering commitment to training, through grueling practices and personal setbacks, powered 23 Grand Slam titles, a fashion line, and philanthropy, showing how exercise motivation drives impact across domains. Early in my own journey, I was a researcher in Seattle, chained to my desk, surviving on coffee and takeout, and avoiding exercise like it was a punishment. I thought I was too busy for it, but really, I lacked motivation. I felt drained, my presentations were flat, my mood was low, and I wasn't showing up as the vibrant person I wanted to be. But when I found my spark, starting with short walks, then building to runs and yoga, my entire world transformed. My energy surged, my research gained depth, and I launched a coaching practice that's reached thousands through books, workshops, and talks. Motivation to exercise isn't about chasing a perfect body, it's about unlocking a dynamic, capable version of yourself that thrives in pursuit of your dreams and lives with joy.
That's such an inspiring perspective, Jessica. Exercise as a spark for empowerment and joy. Serena's grit is so motivating. You mentioned your own transformation from desk-bound to active. Can you walk us through how someone can start finding motivation to exercise, especially if they're feeling unmotivated, intimidated, or just plain stuck?
Absolutely, Emily. The first step is to connect exercise to a deeply personal why. Motivation thrives when movement feels meaningful, so ask yourself, what do I want from this? Maybe it's more energy to play with your kids, confidence to lead at work, or simply the joy of feeling strong. Tie exercise to something that lights up your heart, it turns it from a should into a want. One powerful tool is a why statement. Write down, "I exercise because," and finish it with your reason, then keep it visible, on your mirror, your phone, to remind you daily. I draw inspiration from Michelle Obama, who radiates this approach. She said, "Exercise is really about celebrating what your body can do, not punishing it for what it's not." Her Let's Move campaign and personal commitment to fitness are rooted in purpose, fueling her tireless advocacy. When I was stuck, I saw exercise as a chore, sweaty, pointless, for fit people, not me. I was uninspired, dragging through days. Obama's purpose shifted my lens. I wrote, "I exercise because I want to feel alive and inspire others." It pushed me to try 10-minute walks around my block, nothing fancy. Those walks became jogs, then yoga classes, And soon my energy was electric, my coaching sessions sparkled, I landed a major book deal, and I felt like I was truly living. I coached a client named Sarah, a nurse who avoided exercise, intimidated by gyms and feeling too out of shape. She was stuck, convinced movement wasn't for her. Inspired by Obama, she crafted her why: I exercise to have the strength to care for my patients and my son. She started with 5-minute yoga videos at home, her stamina grew, she joined a walking group, and now she leads her hospital's wellness team, glowing with pride. A personal why isn't just a slogan, it's a motivational anchor that makes exercise feel like a gift, dissolving intimidation and lighting the path forward. Another foundational step is to start so small it's effortless. Motivation builds from action, not ambition, so pick something tiny: 5 squats, a 1-minute stretch, a walk to your mailbox, and do it daily. The key is consistency, not intensity, because small wins rewire your brain to crave movement. Celebrate each effort, even with a mental yes, to make it joyful. I learned this from James Clear, who says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. His Atomic Habits revolutionized how we build routines. I used to set lofty goals, like hour-long gym sessions, and quit within days, overwhelmed. Clear's approach changed everything. I committed to one sun salutation each morning, tracking it on a calendar. That one move grew to full yoga flows, then runs, and my vitality soared, my workshops filled up, my career took off. Sarah embraced this, too. She did 1 minute of jumping jacks daily, cheering herself on. It expanded to hikes, and now she's training for a 10K, her confidence infectious. Starting small isn't settling, it's a spark that builds unstoppable motivation, turning exercise into a habit you can't wait to embrace.
Those are such approachable and powerful steps, Jessica. A personal why and tiny wins. Obama and Clear make it feel so doable. But what about when life gets chaotic, like crushing work deadlines, family responsibilities, or unexpected stress, and motivation to exercise just slips away? How do you stay committed through that?
Oh, Emily, chaos is a master thief. It steals time, focus, and motivation, making exercise feel like the last thing you can manage. The key is to weave movement into your existing routine. Instead of waiting for a perfect hour, find micro moments: 5 minutes between Zoom calls, a stretch during a kid's nap, or squats while brushing your teeth. Make it so seamless it fits your day. One practical tool is a movement menu. Write down 5 quick exercises: jumping jacks, wall push-ups, a brisk walk, and pick one when time's tight, no planning needed. I draw inspiration from Nelson Mandela, who found ways to stay active even in a prison cell, saying, exercise is not just about physical strength but mental endurance. His discipline fueled his vision to transform a nation. When my research deadlines piled up, I'd tell myself, no time for exercise, and skip it entirely. My energy crashed, my talks felt flat, and I was irritable. Mandela's resilience woke me up. I created a movement menu: desk stretches, stair sprints, and committed to one daily, no excuses. Those 5-minute bursts revived me, my focus sharpened, my presentations drew crowds, and I felt in control again. I coached a client named Michael, a single dad buried under work and parenting, who hadn't exercised in months. He felt defeated, his motivation gone. Inspired by Mandela, he made a menu: push-ups, a walk with his daughter, and did one each evening. His mood lifted, he started jogging, and he landed a promotion, beaming with pride. Integrating movement doesn't require a clear schedule, it slips into the cracks of your day, keeping motivation alive even when life feels like a whirlwind. Another vital strategy is reframing exercise as your energy source. When chaos hits, it's tempting to think, I'm too stressed to work out, but flip it: exercise gives me the energy to handle this storm. This mindset makes movement a tool, not a task. I learned this from Arianna Huffington, who says, taking care of yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for thriving. Her Thrive Global grew from prioritizing well-being after burnout. I used to see workouts as draining my time, my productivity suffered, my stress spiked. Huffington's reframe changed me. I viewed my runs as fuel for deadlines. My clarity doubled, my books hit bestseller lists, and I felt unstoppable. Michael adopted this, too. He saw walks as his dad power-up. His patience grew, his work thrived, and he's now coaching his daughter's soccer team. Reframing and integration turn exercise into a lifeline, sustaining motivation through life's busiest seasons and ensuring you come out stronger.
That's so invigorating, Jessica. Weaving movement in and seeing it as energy. Mandela and Huffington make it so compelling. You've mentioned incredible figures like Serena and Obama. Are there other famous people whose exercise motivation inspires you?
Oh, definitely, Emily. Motivation for movement shines through so many extraordinary lives, each showing a unique path to staying active. Take Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's a powerhouse of consistency. He says, success isn't always about greatness, it's about consistency. Consistent hard work gains success. His 4 a.m. gym sessions, weightlifting, cardio, built a career from wrestling to Hollywood stardom. When my coaching hit a slump, I was skipping workouts, feeling heavy. Johnson's discipline inspired me. I set a daily 10-minute strength routine, just dumbbells at home. My energy surged, my seminars sold out, and I felt like a rock myself. I coached a client named Olivia, a teacher who felt too soft for exercise, avoiding it entirely. Johnson's consistency motivated her to try 1 plank daily. It grew to gym classes, and she ran a marathon, radiating confidence. Another is Malala Yousafzai, who channels strength into every step. She said, "We realize the importance of our strength when we are tested." After surviving an attack, her physical therapy rebuilt her body, fueling her Nobel-winning fight for education. When a workshop I led flopped, exhausted, unmotivated, Malala's resilience pushed me to walk daily, rebuilding my spark. My confidence returned, my books flew off shelves, and I connected deeper with audiences. Olivia, inspired by Malala, started stretches to feel strong. Her energy lifted. She now leads school fitness programs, glowing with purpose. Then there's David Goggins, the ultramarathoner who says, "Motivation is crap, discipline gets you there." He transformed from overweight to Navy SEAL through relentless training, running miles through pain. I coached a client named Ethan, a coder who loathed exercise, calling himself lazy. Goggins' grit led him to bike 5 minutes daily. It became races, and he launched a fitness app, mentoring others. These icons, Johnson's consistency, Malala's strength, Goggins' discipline, prove motivation isn't a feeling, it's a choice, crafted through action that powers lives of impact and joy.
Those stories are so electrifying, Jessica. The Rock, Malala, Goggins, they show movement's transformative power. What about when self-consciousness, like worrying about how you look or perform, crushes your motivation to exercise? How do you break through that?
Self-consciousness is like a spotlight, Emily. It makes you feel exposed, awkward, or not good enough to even start moving. The key is to shift your focus from appearance to sensation. Instead of obsessing over, "Do I look fit?" ask, "How does this make me feel?" Stronger, freer, alive. Tune into the joy of your body working, muscle stretching, heart pumping. One tool is a feel-good tracker. After each workout, jot down 1 word or phrase about how you feel, energized, proud, calm, to reinforce the reward. I draw inspiration from Brené Brown, who says, "Joy is the most vulnerable emotion we experience, but it's worth the risk." Her openness to feeling over perfection fuels her global influence. When I began running, I was paralyzed by self-consciousness, worried about my pace, my form, what others thought. I'd avoid public spaces, motivation fading. Brown's focus on joy changed everything. I started tracking feelings, like I feel unstoppable after a jog. It made exercise mine, not a performance. My stamina grew, my health bloomed, and my coaching practice thrived with that energy. I coached a client named Rachel, a writer terrified of fitness classes, convinced she'd look stupid. Her motivation was zero, stuck in shame. Inspired by Brown, she started walking alone, noting "I feel light each time." That tracker led her to dance classes. She's now a confident instructor, her essays soaring with vibrancy. Focusing on sensation over appearance dismantles self-consciousness. turning exercise into a celebration of what your body can do. Another powerful strategy is creating a judgment-free zone. Find a space where you feel safe to move, your living room, a quiet trail, a beginner's class, not places where comparison thrives. I learned this from Oprah Winfrey, who says, "You don't have to be perfect to start, you just have to start where you are." Her private workouts, away from scrutiny, built the strength that powers her glow. I used to dread gyms, feeling watched, so I ran park trails instead, no eyes, just trees. My comfort grew, my motivation solidified, and my talks started packing rooms. Rachel chose home workouts, then small groups, her ease blossomed, her confidence infectious. A safe zone and a focus on feeling make exercise a sanctuary, not a stage, freeing your motivation to flourish.
That's so liberating, Jessica, celebrating sensation and safe spaces. Brown and Oprah make it so vivid. What about mental barriers, like boredom or thinking exercise isn't for you? How do you spark motivation when your mind's the obstacle?
Mental barriers are sneaky, Emily. They whisper that exercise is dull, pointless, or meant for athletic types, shutting down motivation before you start. The key is to infuse movement with meaning and variety. Make it fun or purposeful, dance to music you love, walk while listening to a podcast, or exercise for a cause, like a charity run. One tool is a joy list. Write 3 activities that sound exciting: hiking, biking, even hula hooping, and try one weekly to keep it fresh. I draw from Tony Robbins, who says, "The only thing that's keeping you from getting what you want is the story you keep telling yourself." His high-energy workouts, trampoline, boxing, fuel his marathon seminars. When I started, I thought exercise was boring, treadmills felt like torture, and I told myself, I'm not sporty. Robbins' energy shifted my story. I listed dance, swims, and trails, then tried hip-hop classes. It was a blast, my motivation skyrocketed, my coaching gained flair, and I wrote books with zest. I coached a client named Lauren, a marketer who called workouts mind-numbing, believing she wasn't made for them. Inspired by Robbins, she listed skating, yoga, tried skating, loved it. Her spark grew, she leads campaigns with vigor, skating weekends. Meaning and variety turn exercise into play, smashing mental blocks. Another strategy is challenging your inner narrative. If you think, "This isn't me," question it, why not? What if I tried? Replace "I'm not athletic" with "I'm exploring what I enjoy." I learned this from Maya Angelou, who said, "You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have." Her curiosity fueled her art. I used to limit myself, exercise was for others. Angelou's challenge helped. I asked, "Why not swim?" It became my haven, boosting my talks. Lauren questioned, "Why not bike?" She cycles now, her work shines. Challenging narratives and adding joy make exercise yours, reigniting mental motivation.
That's so dynamic, Jessica. Infusing joy and rewriting stories. Robbins and Angelou make it so compelling. How do we sustain exercise motivation long term, especially when routine, aging, or life's curveballs threaten to derail it?
Sustaining motivation over the long haul is like nurturing a flame, Emily. It glows bright with consistent care, even through winds of change. One habit is keeping movement fresh with variety. Every month, try a new activity: swimming, kickboxing, even gardening, to avoid boredom and spark excitement. I learned this from Tony Robbins, who says, "If you're not growing, you're dying." His ever-changing workouts, yoga, weights, power his global influence. I rotate runs, dance, hikes, my energy never dips, my seminars buzz, my books keep climbing. I coached a client named Anna, a lawyer tired of her gym routine, motivation fading. Robbins' variety led her to try Zumba. She's hooked, her case is sharper, her team inspired. Another essential practice is tracking your progress to celebrate growth. Log your wins, longer walks, stronger lifts, better mood, in a notebook or app to see how far you've come. It's a reminder you're evolving, not stuck. Desmond Tutu taught me this, saying, "We are all in the process of becoming." His hope fueled reconciliation. I track my runs, faster times, calmer mind, it fuels me, my coaching thrives globally. Anna tracked yoga poses, she mastered headstands, her confidence soared, mentoring juniors with zeal. Progress isn't just numbers, it's proof of your strength, keeping motivation alive. Also, build a movement community. Connect with others, friends, a class, an online group, for accountability, laughter, and shared energy. Michelle Obama says, "We don't rise alone, we rise together." Her fitness circle lifts her advocacy. My run club pushes me, races, chats, it sparks my talks, my practice grows. I coached a client named Mark, a salesman whose solo rides bored him, motivation waning. Obama's community led him to a bike group, he races now, tops sales, coaches peers. Community turns exercise into connection, not duty. Another key is adapting to life's shifts. Aging or setbacks, like injuries or stress, require flexibility, like switching to gentler moves or shorter sessions. J.K. Rowling said, "We are not defined by our failures but by how we respond." Her persistence wrote Harry Potter. A knee injury forced me to swap runs for swims, my vitality stayed high, my books kept flowing. Mark adapted post-surgery, light rides became races, his drive intact. Adaptability keeps you moving. Finally, anchor to your deeper purpose. Revisit your why, health, family, joy, when motivation wavers. Viktor Frankl endured for meaning, saying, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." My why, living fully, keeps me active, my work shines. These habits, variety, progress, community, adaptability, purpose, build a flame of motivation that burns through any season, lighting your path for life.
Those are such radiant tools, Jessica. Robin's variety, Tutu's progress, Frankel's purpose. It's a blueprint for lifelong movement. You've shared so much, but our listeners are eager for one final nudge. What's your last piece of advice for those ready to find exercise motivation today?
My biggest advice is to choose one joyful move right now. Motivation doesn't come from waiting, it's born from a single, kind step that honors your body. Think of Fred Rogers, who moved with gentle purpose, saying, "It's the things we do every day that make the difference." His quiet walks and stretches fueled a legacy of kindness, proving small acts matter. For me, it was that first 10-minute walk, a simple choice that unleashed a career and life I adore, full of energy and impact. One last story to light the way. I coached a single mom named Lauren, a cashier working long shifts, feeling too exhausted for exercise. She believed movement was for fit people, not her, motivation was non-existent. We looked at Nelson Mandela, who stayed active in confinement, saying, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Lauren chose one spark, a 5-minute stretch each morning, just breathing and moving. That tiny act grew, she added evening walks, then dance classes with her daughter. Her energy transformed, she took on a store manager role, started a fitness group for coworkers, and now inspires her son with her strength, teaching him to ride a bike. If Lauren can find her spark in a whirlwind of fatigue and doubt, so can you. Pick one move today, a stretch, a walk, a dance to your favorite song. Feel it, savor it. That step isn't just a moment, it's the start of a life pulsing with motivation, carrying you toward a vibrant, joyful you.
What a beautiful way to wrap up, Jessica. Lauren's story, alongside legends like Rogers and Mandela, shows that exercise motivation is within everyone's reach. Thank you for sharing such profound wisdom and practical steps. I know our listeners are buzzing to get moving.
Thank you, Emily, and to all the listeners. I hope you feel empowered to embrace movement with joy and shine in every part of your life.
And that's it for today's episode of Journey to Success. If this conversation lit a fire under you, and I'm certain it did, please hit that subscribe button to catch every energizing episode. Share this with someone ready to take their first step, and join us next time for more insights to fuel your journey. Until then, keep finding your exercise motivation, one joyful move at a time.